Here we go, back again with another video. And yes, I was not going to be doing a video tonight. I was just going to be having a nice quiet Friday when a bit of news popped up. And I bet you're thinking now, I wish I wasn't doing a bloody video on a Friday night. But yes, some transfer news outside of the transfer window. Free agents. There's plenty of free agents kicking about out there, and Sunderland have had negotiations, or should we say representatives of Sunderland have spoken to representatives of Fabian Delph, who was a free agent after being released from Everton at the summertime in 2022, which was obviously last summer. Yes, and he's a free agent. So Fabian Delph, this 32-year-old ex-England international who has played at the height of his career for Manchester City. So what's your thoughts on Fabian Delph? Now, I thought if we're going into the free transfer market, we'll be looking at strikers. But Fabian Delph is free, and we have had a chat with him. Well, I haven't personally, our representatives, his representatives, of getting together, had a bit of I don't know if I had a coffee or whatever, maybe a cup of tea. It might have been at Starbucks for a bit of a chat and a bit of a mull over certain things. Possibly been at the stadium alive. But there we go. But there's other clubs also closely linked with Fabian Delph. Obviously interested, like Sheffield, United, like Middlesbrough and other clubs to boot. Now Fabian Delph, I remember him, watching him playing for England. And I remember thinking, I don't like him playing for England. I didn't think he was good enough to play for England. That was just my personal opinion. I don't think, for me, for whatever reason, I just didn't like him in an England strip at that certain moment in time. But he is a good player. He's a good player for the Championship. He's been a good player in his own right throughout his career. Let's have a bit of a look and delve into Fabian Delph. He's 32 years of age. He's 5'9" central midfielder. Leeds was his first team back in 2006, 44 games, 6 goals. Aston Villa was his main achievement, where he come through 112 games for Aston Villa and 3 goals. I do remember him playing for Aston Villa, and he's a good club player. Don't get me wrong, he was a good Premier League player. But for me, I just thought England was a step too far from him. I thought he was a bit boring, to be honest. But sometimes you have the boring players in your side, like your Corey Evans, to really stabilitate the team. Anyway, he went off to Manchester City, 57 games, 4 goals, and ended his career, at this moment in time, 35 games for Everton. And now he's had 20 games for England. So there we go. Fabian Delph is a free agent. Now I can kind of understand where we're going with this, because we've got Corey Evans in that position now. He's the captain, Corey Evans. He's the leader. He's the experienced player along with Danny Bard. And we do have a bunch of really, youngsters striving through there. Really youngsters, sort of inexperienced youngsters, but loads of bags of talent. And we do need the wise, experienced heads in there, just to make sure the feet stayed firmly on the ground. Now, if Corey Evans, as last season, had 1 or 2 injuries, that injury this season already does get injured, we don't have anybody else with that ilk or that calibre in the central midfield. So I can see why we're going for something similar. Delph in that central midfield could do the exact same job as Corey Evans is doing. So I kind of agree with this, in this principle. But I think, but do we need a striker as well? So yeah, Fabian Delph has had talks with some representatives. Representatives obviously with Sunderland, but he is open to talk to other clubs, and it depends, who wants to give the right deal to this lad. Because I'm sure he can pick and choose his own club in the Championship. But personally, yes, I would welcome him at the club, as long as we don't pay him, over the top wages, which I don't think we would do at this moment in time, as we don't really have the funds. Other clubs come in big and higher bids. It depends what he wants to do. He may come in and help all these youngsters, give them his bags and wealth of experience. So yes, I'm happy with that. Also, on other news too, Tony Mowbray's been talking about Niall Huggins. Tony Mowbray is talking about Niall Huggins. We'll get this on the old phone a doobie. Yes. Tony Mowbray came close to signing Niall Huggins at Blackburn and is relishing the chance to work with the youngster at Sunderland when he recovers from his long-term injury. Huggins joined the Black Cats from Leeds last summer, but his first season on Wearside was a write-off, with a 21-year-old playing only 4 games before suffering the first of his serious injuries, which has kept him out for a year. Now, I do believe he hurt I think his foot. And then when that foot got better, the exact same problem happened in the other foot, which is, it does happen in times. I mean, I've you know, on the running side of things, in my career running side of things, I've known athletes who have had a knee injury on the right-hand side knee. They've rehabilitated, had operation, whatever, cartilage and all this, and then they're getting back, and the exact same things happened on the other knee. It tends to happen. So he's been really unlucky for a young lad. The full back is still some way away from returning to training, and Mowbray is at pains not to put any pressure on him by putting a timescale on his recovery. I've heard it's going to be the new year. I almost signed Niall Huggins at Blackburn, says Mowbray. I like Niall because he's a bundle of energy and drive and passion and emotion. When you manage a working class football club with people, working class people, they want to see their players give everything, and Niall is the epitome of that. I have to be patient with him. You know, he doesn't want to get injured. I generally answer these questions by saying I am not a physio. I do speak to the physios, but I don't understand the timescales, and I don't want to put pressure on these young players. Some need longer to build confidence after a bad injury, and I'm not here to tell them, you know, they are ready in 2 weeks' time or 4 weeks' time. That is up to them and, you know, up to the physios. Niall has got his boots on, is on the training ground, buzzing around and putting tackles in, running, crossing, shooting. He will be competing to get back in the team again. He's not out there with his boots on joining in yet. He's still a while away. Oh, what the hell is this about him? What the hell was I just reading there? Have a look. They'll be ready when they're ready. And when Niall, right, okay. He says they'll be ready when they're ready. What a flipping divvy. I missed that line out, no wonder. He's not back yet. Poor Niall Huggins is not back yet. You get some quality footage on here, don't you? Right, so he's not back yet. He's not even... I heard on the grapevine that he is on the grass, but he's a long way off yet competing yet. So I think it's definitely going to be the new year before we see Niall Huggins' side. I do wish Niall all the best. Now, team news tomorrow. I've had a good think about this. I've had a really good think about this. And the team for me that took over when Sims went off, and I think that's the kind of team we'll be starting. I think we'll have an abundance of midfielders again, like a Manchester City style of football we're going to be playing against Watford tomorrow. So I do think Embleton will start. I do think it'll be Roberts, Clark, you know, the same team. Basically, I think Alessi will start again. You know, I think if Bailey Wright's been away with his missus, I don't think he'll be back this weekend. So there, I think it's going to be the same team. I mean, it's not rocket science. We all know that's what probably is going to start. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. Nobody knows. Nobody's 100% sure. But I think that'll be the same team that starts tomorrow. So hopefully we can continue in the same vein as we left off on Wednesday night. It will be absolutely fantastic to get another victory away from home. A draw wouldn't be a bad take. 4 points, 2 away games in the Championship. You tack it off. You take it off. You'd swipe it off last season in League One, wouldn't you? So, yes, a draw at worst would be absolutely fantastic. So there we go. Fabian Delph. Let me know down in the comments below. Would you take Fabian Delph? Yes or no? Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this little video. And don't forget the live stream tomorrow. And hopefully 3 points. Take care. God bless me. God go with you. And we'll see you later on the Mad Mistake. Thanks for watching.